in front of the door too next to my desk. I had leaned it against the wardrobe and it was impossible for it to have fallen like that, and it had the straps thrown from the sides. This happened a while ago. One day while I was in class and following the lesson, a classmate of mine, probably as a joke since he was laughing, threw an eraser on my desk. It bothered me because I wasn't expecting it as I was engrossed in the lesson, and I decided to put the eraser in my pencil case so he wouldn't throw it again. Well, I forgot to give it back, and when I came back home, I noticed it, and for some reason I decided to keep it. This isn't very like me. I usually never keep things that aren't mine, but that seemed futile to me, so I didn't think much. Plus, my classmate never really cared about the stuff he threw around the classroom. The fact is, I left the eraser on my desk, clearly visible, and from that day on I noticed anomalies happening around my desk. At first I remember sitting at my desk and watching something on my laptop. The screen went dark momentarily as the scene was changing, and I noticed a figure that seemed to be a lot behind me turn in my direction. I looked twice and it was still there. I turned around and of course there was nothing. I replayed the video to see if it was in the video itself, but no. Nothing. Then another day, I was doing my homework at my desk once again, and I feel like someone is looking at what I'm doing. From my shoulder, I felt a presence attached to my left shoulder, as at the time I shared the room with my sister. I thought it was her, but instead she was on her bed asleep. And one day, when I came home from school, I noticed a cream that I can't remember what it was on my desk, behind my closed laptop. I had never seen it before, so I asked my mother if she had used it, but she said she thought I had taken it for some reason, and she had noticed it on my desk in the morning when I was at school. Well, as disturbing as it may have been, it wasn't really relevant to all of this, at least in my opinion. What made me realize that all this was not happening by chance was when one day, while having dinner with my family, I went back to my room to get my phone, and as soon as I turned on the light, I saw my school backpack 1 meter away from where I had placed it. It was right in front of the door too next to my desk. I had leaned it against the wardrobe and it was impossible for it to have fallen like that, and it had the straps thrown from the sides as if I had taken it off by throwing it. It couldn't have possibly fallen like that. Also, because it was crammed with heavy books, I asked everyone if they had moved it, but obviously they said no. Also, because I was the last one to leave my room before going to dinner and I was the only one who got up during it. Well, I don't know what made me realize that maybe the cause of all this was the eraser, but the fact that it all happened next to my desk, especially after I had brought the object home the next day. On my way to school, I took it with me and initially put it on my classmate's chair, but then I got up and threw it away in the bin when he didn't show up. Those strange things stopped right after. To be honest, I'm not sure it was really his eraser, as he sometimes threw other people's stuff too. I have to say that despite all these strange situations, I never felt threatened or anything. On the contrary, what I felt when I thought someone was looking over my shoulder was not unpleasant at all. In fact, it seemed like whatever it was just curious. That's why I thought it was my sister at first. The only thing that frightened me was the backpack situation. As soon as I saw it, my head began to spin and I felt as if something got angry at me for some reason. I remember feeling as if I had betrayed someone and feeling extra guilty for some reason. The way my backpack was thrown on the ground almost felt like a protest. I remember that while I was putting it away, I said something out loud, but I don't remember what exactly. It must have been me saying sorry, or that no one behaves like that if they want to send a message. I felt bad for throwing away the eraser right after that, but I don't think it was something I needed to deal with. Was that bad to do? What should I think about all of this?